Hi again, folks. For tonight's episode, I wanted to show you the fitting that I made for the steam pressure gauge. This is a steam pressure gauge from American Model Engineering in Niceville, Florida. It's a beautiful thing. It's very small. It's about a 1-inch gauge. It goes up to 200 psi. I don't know if that shows up very clearly or not, but they supply both the gauge and the siphon here, which is copper tubing and brass fittings. And I'll show you the fitting that it comes with. You can see this is basically a bung, if you will, that would be silver soldered into a copper boiler. It's threaded 1032 inside, and it screws on here. Let me show you the bolt. As you can see, it's drilled through. And it has a few small holes around it so that it can let a groove machined on the shoulder of the bolt to allow steam pressure to come through. And it's like a banjo fitting if you've ever done automotive work. Brakes, disc brakes use banjo fittings like that as well. So rather than silver solder this to something, I thought, well, I'll make my own fitting. I want this all to be as close to the boiler as possible, as low down, and so as you can see, I made the top of my fitting identical to the top of the bung here. It's 3/8 inch diameter and very smooth, and I tapped it 1032. I'll show how that all fits together in a second. The bottom of the fitting is simply 1/8 inch pipe, and I made it identically to the way I made the base there. Started with 7/16 inch hex brass, turned it to about 400 thousandths in diameter, about 400 thousandths long, cut a 2-degree taper, and then used a tailstock die holder with the 1/8 inch pipe thread tailstock die. So let me screw that in just hand tight and see if I can show you how this fits together with one hand. Naturally, I'm going to bend the copper pipe so that the gauge will be visible and the orientation will be right. Right now, I don't have the cab done and all that, but what I'm thinking is that I have the basically put together like this, bend the copper down so that the loop is down here, rotate it forward so that the brass sight gauge is up here. Of course, I'll need to see how that all fits inside the cab. You want to leave the loop and the siphon there. So anyway, for now, my object today was simply to make the fitting and have that ready for when I get ready to actually finish the boiler. So I'm very pleased with the way the fitting came out. Very happy about the sight gauge. I keep calling it a sight gauge, a steam pressure gauge. So next thing up, we'll probably be making the brass fittings for the front flue sheet and the dry pipe. I will keep you posted. Hope this is helpful to you. And close out with another nice view of this very pretty American Model Engineering steam gauge. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good weekend.